Hey guys, welcome back to my channel AG Motion Designs, and in today's video we are going to create this Google logo reveal animation inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugins but with the help of simple and core tips and tricks inside of After Effects. And if you want to learn more about motion graphics and other stuff in advance, then don't forget to check out my Udemy courses. All links are available in the description, and you can join our Motion Pro membership as well, which is just for 59 rupees. You'll get access to new videos, motion graphic tutorials, advanced After Effects tutorials, etc. etc. And it will be a support for this channel as well. And if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any much more time, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in Adobe Photoshop and I have this Google PNG logo. Now, just like all other tutorials, I want each and every stuff on different layer. So I'll select my selection tool and I'll select this portion. I'll hit Control X to cut it out. I'll create a new layer. Sorry, I'll create a new layer and I'll press Control Shift V to paste in place. I'll hide this layer, and same thing I'm gonna go and do for this O. Hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and hide this. Then we will select these O, hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and hide this. Then we will select these G, hit Control X, new layer, Control Shift V and hide this. Then we will select these L, Control X, new layer, Control Shift V, and we will enable all of these layers, and then we will save this as Photoshop document. Okay, so now if you check it out, this each and every layer has different alphabets. Now I'll go to my files over here and we have this logo Photoshop document. I'll simply right click on it. I choose open with and I'm going to choose Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so now it will Illustrator software. And now what is going to get happen? You need to simply hit OK over here. So now you will get these sections over here where each and every stuff is on different layer. I'm going to select these and I'll hit Control C to copy. I'll hit Control N to create another document. Okay, and make sure all these settings are like that and simply hit create and hit Control V to paste it. Now press E, which is a shortcut key for transform tool, and by holding shift try to adjust the scales somewhere around like that. Okay, and try to bring this over here. Okay, then go to this options and choose click to target. Go over here and choose release to layer sequence. By holding shift select all of them and bring this downwards and select the topmost layer and delete it. Okay, so now we have something like that. Now we need to create a stroke over here, so let's try to do that. For that I'm going to press G, which is a shortcut, not G but P, which is a shortcut key for pen tool, and we will remove this fill over here. Okay, or you can simply hit X as well, or let's select your selection tool. Let's select this fill and we will remove this and we will choose stroke. And for the stroke, I think we need to choose grade, not gradient, but currently you will choose black color only. Okay, and then press key for pen tool and we will lock all the other layers. And now we will try to cover up this portion. Okay, like that. Then somewhere from here to here we will create this kind of a stroke, and by holding alt let's close this. Then somewhere over here we will create this kind of a stroke. Okay, like this. And by holding alt let's close this. Then from here to here we will create this kind of a stroke like this, and by holding alt close this. And then from here to here try to create this kind of a stroke. Okay, then hit A, select these and try to adjust it like this. Select this, hit A and try to adjust it like that. Okay, now let's try to adjust this portion like this. So we got this kind of a stroke, and let's increase the stroke width in such a way that this area should get covered. Okay, like that. So this got covered. Now we need to create one for this as well. So I'll press L, which is a shortcut key for shape tool, and let's create one ellipse. and select these ellipse and try to bring this over here. Then by holding alt, or you can select these, and by holding alt try to bring this over here like that. Okay, then we will press G or P, let's say, and from here to here, and then we will create this kind of a stroke. And by holding alt, let's close this, and then somewhere around like that, we'll create something like this. So we got something like this. Let's create a new layer and let's lock all the other layers. We need to create a stroke for this G as well. So press P again, and then we will create something like this. And by holding alt, let's close this. Okay, and let's close this. Let's select these, hit A, and you can try to adjust the stroke like that. It's okay if it's not uniform. Then press P for position, not position, but pen tool. Then from here to here, create one stroke again. Then we need to create this for this E as well. So for that, I think we should start from here. So let's create one point over here and one point over here. By holding Alt, let's close this. Hold Alt and close this. Alt and close this. Okay, so we got this as well. Now enable this and go to click to target. Go over here and choose release to layer sequence. Select all of them and bring this at the top. Let's remove this extra layer. Then unlock this as well. Click to target again. Go to this option, release to layers sequence. Select all of them and let's bring them at the top, and let's remove this bottom layer. We don't need that. Okay, so now we have strokes and all of the other stuff. Now we will save this file. So I'll go and I'll try to save this file. Okay, and I'll call it as logo. Okay, and we will save this as Illustrator file. Now we will go to the After Effects and I'll press Control I, and I'm going to bring my logo layer inside this. Okay, I'll choose my Illustrator layer, import as, we will choose footage, composition rate and layers and sizes, and we will simply hit import. Okay, and we will double click to open this, and if we check it out this, we are not seeing anything because our stroke is in black. So hit Control K, go to the background color and choose white and hit OK, and let's save this. So now we got all of these like that. Let's enable these layers one by one. Okay, so these are the logo layers. So let's select all of them and convert their color to yellow. Okay, and these are the strokes. So select all of these layers, right click, go to the create option and choose shift from vector layer and bring this at the top. And then we are going to delete these illustrator layers because we don't need that. We will select these layers and we will lock them for now. Now we will try to animate these layers one by one. But before that, let's select all of these layers and in search option, search for cap, then maximize your view. And if you check it out over here, we all have this butt cap. We need to choose round cap over there. Okay, like that. Okay, so we will get something like this. Now, after that, we will select these and we will go to the add menu and we are going to choose trim path and go to the trim path, and let's make this end value or let's say start value over here. Create one keyframe, zoom in a little bit, and let's go somewhere around 1 second and let's make this value 0. Okay, then somewhere over here create one keyframe at end, then go few frame forward and let's make this value 100. Okay, and select those keyframe and hit F9. So if you check it out this now, we are getting something like that. Now right now this looks like this, but we need some kind of a stroke animation over there as well. So in search option, search for stroke and create one keyframe at stroke width and hit U. Go few frame forward to create another keyframe, and at the start, let's make this value 0. Okay, so you'll get something like that. Then at the end, I'll select these and I'll hit Control C, Control V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse keyframe. Okay, so if we check it out this, we will getting something like that. Select these and hit F9. Now, first thing first, what we need to do is that we need to go to this trim part and we will copy this trim part by hitting Control C. Let's hit U to minimize this. Select all the other layers and hit Control V to paste it. So now we will get that same animation. Now I need the same animation of this stroke. Okay, so I'll copy this stroke width keyframes and hit Control C. I'll select all of them, and in search option, I'm going to search for stroke width, so it will automatically show us. Then let's maximize this view. Select the stroke width and hit Control V. Hit Control V to paste this on all of their respective strokes. Okay. So now if we check it out this, we will get something like that. Now let's select these, and their animation should take a gap of 5 frames. Okay. So let's try to adjust this like that. Okay. Over here. So if I check it out this now, we will get something like this. Okay, let's select all of these and press Ctrl Shift C, and let's call it as 01 stroke. Okay, go to the effect and presets panel and search for fill effect and double click to apply. And with the help of this picker, I'm going to pick up this blue color. Okay, then take a gap of 10 frames and hit Ctrl D and move this over here. And with the help of this picker, I'm going to pick up this red color. Again, take a gap of 20 frames and hit Control D. Sorry, not this fill, but this. Hit Control D, and with the help of this pickup, pick up this yellow color, and let's try to move this over here. Then take a gap somewhere around over here, and let's see. Let's hide this logo over for now, so we can check it out this portion. Okay, go somewhere around over here and hit Control D and move this over here. And let's choose white color this time. Okay, and then go 5 frames forward, select these and hit Control D and move this over here. And this time I'm going to pick up this blue color over here. Okay, then I'll right click, go to the reveal layer in source project, and I'll hit Control D, and by holding Alt I'm going to replace it. I'll go inside this, and in search option I'll search for stroke width. Okay, like that. And I'm going to remove all of the stroke width keyframes on this one. Okay, let's remove all of the stroke width keyframes at the end. Let's remove the keyframes, and I'm going to select all of them, and stroke width I'm going to choose 3 pixels. Okay, like that. So after this, if I check it out this, we will get something like that. Okay, and let's enable this logo. Now this logo also should be enabled one by one. So let's select all of them and try to bring them over here. So now somewhere around at this point, up to this point, let's say, uh, our our logo should start to get appear from this G first, then somewhere around at this point this O, somewhere around at this point this O, somewhere around at this point this G should be there, then somewhere around at this point this L, and then this E. So if I check it out this now, we'll get this kind of a revealing animation. Okay, like that. Now let's hit Control N when we are going to call it as main animation. Okay, like that. Now let's go to the logo, and let's select all of these and hit Control C to copy. Okay, go to the main animation and hit Control V to paste it. And at the start, let's bring this over here. Now let's bring our logo animation comp over here like that. Let's hide all of these. And if we check it out this, we are getting this animation, but this animation looks very slow. So I'll right click, go to the time and choose time stretch. And I'm going to choose this value 60. So I'll get this animation a little bit faster, or I think it's too fast. So let's go to the time stretch and let's make this value 80. Okay, so we will get something like that. Now somewhere around that, when this is entirely gone, I'll hold Alt, open square bracket to close square bracket to trim, then select all of these and let's move this over here like that. Now, first we got this animation over here like this, and then I need the character animation. Okay, so that animation should start somewhere around at this point over here. So let's move this over here and let's move this over here. Okay, and now let's select all of them. But before that, we need to adjust their anchor points. Okay, so let's select these and press Y and bring this anchor point over here. Then select these and bring this anchor point at the bottom. Okay, like that. Now we need to create a character out of it. So let's make this fit and go to choose grade and guide option and choose title safe action. Now let's select all of them and press P for position to create one keyframe on them and press S for scaling option to create another keyframe. Now let's take a gap of 10 frames and let's select these O and this O and try to bring them somewhere over here like that. Then select this G, try to bring this over here, hit W and try to rotate it like this. Okay, at this point. Okay, like that, because this is gonna act like a mouth. Okay, then select these E and try to bring this over here. Press S and for scaling option and try to adjust it like a scale. Then I'll select these and I'll try to bring this over here for now. Then select this G and bring this over here. Press S for scaling option and okay, press S for scaling option and let's scale this size. Okay, and try to adjust this over here. Then hit Control D, hit U. Okay, then we will unlink this and over here we will type minus 61 and we will move this over here like that. Okay, so we will get something like that. Now over G I did one mistake. I have to create keyframe on rotation, so I'll press R to create one keyframe over here and at the start it should be 0. So we will get something like that. Okay, now let's select these and let's create keyframe at scale. Also, I'll press R, create another keyframe, hit U, and we will rotate it like this. And we will press S for scaling option to create one scaling keyframe like that. Then hit Control D and let's move this over here. Hit W and let's rotate it like this. Okay, zoom in and try to rotate it like that. Hit Control D, try to bring this over here, rotate it like this. Okay, hit Control D, try to bring this over here, rotate it like this. Hit Control D, try to bring this over here, and let's rotate it like that. Okay, and let's make this fit. So we got something like this, and hit U. So check it out. This you'll get something like that. Now let's select those keyframe and we will hit F9. Okay, we'll go to the graph editor, zoom in, select this graph by holding shift, move one handle over here and move one handle over here. Okay, so we'll get something like this. Now by holding alt, let's increase this distance. So we'll get one by one. Now hit page down button two times. Okay, let's select all of these and by holding alt close square bracket to trim up to this one, right click keyframe assistance sequence layers and hit OK. And let's increase the duration of it and hold alt open square bracket to trim up to this. Okay, like that. Okay, and if you check it out, this we are getting this kind of a weird effect over there. Okay, like that, because it's not trimmed up to this one. Okay, and there is another thing you can do, like if you guys check it out, at this point our almost G should get started. So I'll go inside this, and what I can do, I can select these G and all of these, and hold alt close square bracket to trim up to this. Okay, like that. And let's go to the main animation. Let's select and hit page down button one time because all of them are gone now. Let's select all of these and let's try to bring them over here. Okay, so it will start to get animated from this point only. Okay, but if you check it out, this they are starting to animate from the end, so we don't want like that. So let's hit Control Z. We need to hit Control Z till this one. Okay, and then we will select this portion. Let's check it out, which one should get start first. This G obviously should get start first. So I'll select this portion first, and then by holding shift, I'll select this area. Then right click, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, and then hit OK. And then increase the duration of it like that. Okay. So now it will start from the start. Now let's go at the start. Let's select all of these layers. And by holding Alt, close open square bracket, trim them up to this. So now it will start from this G. Okay. Like that. And now if you check it out this, at this point I want my animation should get started, so I'll go inside this. I'll select these alphabets, hold alt, close square bracket, and trim to this one. Go to the main animation, select all of them, and let's move them over here. Okay, like this. So if you check it out this now, we will get something like that. Okay, like this. Now hit U, then right click new and create one null object and select all of these and make it apparent with this null. Okay, then somewhere around this point, when all of these is ready, then press P4 position to create one keyframe and go few frame forward, and let's move this over here. Okay, and press R for rotation to create one keyframe. Hit U, go over here, and let's rotate it like this a little bit. Okay, or let's make this -3 or something. Okay, then somewhere in the middle, hit page down button, not page down but down arrow, select those keyframe and hit F9. Okay, and let's make this fit, so you'll get something like that. Okay, and I think this much is too much downward, so let's bring this over here a little bit. Okay, like this. Okay, by holding alt, let's try to close it. Okay, then create one keyframe at position, go few frame forward, and let's move this from here to here like that. Somewhere in the middle, let's try to bring this over here. So press R for rotation, let's rotate it and let's make this 3 rotation like this. Okay, now there should be some kind of an animation to this one as well. Okay, so press S for scaling option. Okay, over here, and we haven't animated any scale to this, so let's delete this. Okay, and at the start, let's unlink this, create one keyframe at scale, go few frame forward, create another keyframe, and in the middle, let's make their value to 0 over here, and go few frame forward and create another keyframe. Okay, like that. So we will get that animation. Select those keyframe and hit F9. Alt click on the stopwatch and apply loop out expression on it. You can copy that expression and apply on this one. Okay, so we'll get something like that. You can select these and try to bring this keyframes up to this one. Okay, you can increase the scale. Now we have these portions over here, so we need to animate those as well. So let's select all of those. Okay, and somewhere around at this point, I'll press R for rotation, and let's check it out where this rotation animation is changing. Okay, it's I think we will select these keyframes of this rotation and we will try to move them over here only. Okay, So we will get those, we will get that area to animate them. Okay, so let's create one keyframe at rotation. Go over here, and let's rotate it like this. Go over here, let's rotate it like this. Click page down button two times and try to adjust it like this. Go over here, create one keyframe at rotation. Go over here and let's rotate it like this. Go over here, let's rotate it like this. Go free frame forward and try to adjust it like this. So you will get something like this. Okay. Now let select those keyframes of rotation, zoom in, and let's try to move them a little bit forward. So we'll get that secondary animation. And now there is going to be a distance, there should be a distance between these rotation. So hit page down button one time, hit Control X, Control V. Again, select this, hit Control X, Control V. Again, page down button, Control X, Control V. Again, hit Control X, Control V. Okay, so now there is going to be animation like that. But this looks weird, so I would recommend you to keep it as it is like that only. Okay, like that. So press F4 and select motion blur. Also go inside this, press F4 and enable the motion blur. Okay, like this. Then let's select these and press P4 position. Go few frame forward and let's move this from here to here. Select those keyframe and hit F9. Go to the graph. Select these and by holding shift move this handle over here like that. Okay, and then hit N over there. So if you check it out this, we will get this kind of a character over here. So now if I check it out this, we will get something like that. Okay. Now there should be some kind of a scaling animation. So let's select all of these and press Ctrl Shift C and let's call it as animation. Then press S and let's make this 120. Go to the start and create one keyframe. Sorry, I forgot to do one thing. Select all of them and press Ctrl Shift C and hit Control Z. Select these. Okay. Select all of them and press Ctrl Shift C and let's call it as animation. And go to the start and press S and let's make this 115. Create one keyframe and go over here and let's make this value 100. So what will happen along with this animation, we are gonna get that scaling animation as well. Okay, like that. So okay, so if you check it out this now, we will get something like this. Now another thing over here you can do is that you can go to the effect and presets panel and search for wiggle position effect and double click to apply. So you will get this one kind of a wiggle position effect over there. Okay, like that. So that add a more a depth to your animation. Okay, like this. And you can select these and hit Control D if you want. Okay, and you can select this second layer. You can go to the effect and presets panel and search for find edge effect and double click to apply. Okay, like that. So then you can press T for opacity and let's decrease the opacity to 20. Okay, let's save this. So it will add one more additional stuff to the background. If you don't want to add, instead of adding this over here, you can go inside this. Okay, and select all of them and press Ctrl Shift C and let's call it as animation again, or the animation 01. Then hit Control 0, select the second one and apply find edge effect and select these, and with the help of arrow keys try to adjust this over here. Okay, and press T for opacity and let's make this opacity 20. Okay, like that. So go to the main animation now, and if I check it out this animation now, we got this, and then we will get that effect over there as well. But if you think this much is too much, so you if you want, then you can remove this, you can decrease the opacity like a very less. Okay, like it's totally up to you how you want to check it out your animation. But this is how you can create this kind of a logo reveal animation inside of After Effects.